And without further ado, enjoy the show. Hello, people of the internet. And I actually have some bad news today because I'm a little bit of a dum-dum. So when I closed Doodle Empires to end the video yesterday, I may have just forgot to save. Like I literally just forgot. It went straight over my head. I forgot to save the last episode, so now we only have save 2. So it's going to be a different version, I guess, of episode 3, but we won't be able to continue the other version of episode 3 because I forgot to save it because I'm stupid. So yeah, we're doing episode 3 again. It's really sad. Anyway, let's just remember to save. All right, guys, let's just remember to save each and every episode, so we can look back on them, and also so we can actually continue the series. Because I mean, how else are we supposed to continue the series when there's no saves? Like, it's gonna be episode 3 again. Yep, that all over again. It's really not gonna be good. But yeah, let's just try not to be stupid this time. Let's save. All right. So Drewton is going to be medium expanding. Going to be more expanding basically across the Australian islands. Expanding into here, this like hot desert, and this is what they look like now. Now in Britannia, they're going to adopt a religion. They're going to adopt Judaism, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then Suddy is going to be large, expanding this way. I don't know, it feels kind of similar to what happened last episode, which is good. I really liked what we did last episode with finding the Americas, so I'm gonna try to recreate that with Britannia if we can. So I mean, if you could just pick Britannia, Doodle Empires, that would be cool. And we get a new nation from Takia somehow. It's not a large expand, no, it's a new nation. Crazy. And this nation is simply going to be called... color B first. Shouldn't jump straight into it. It's going to be called South Africa. And of course, the nation of South Africa is going to be mainly in South Africa. What do you think it was going to be? And then Illyria is actually going to found a religion. And they're going to be founding a religion called Illyrianism. Illyrianism. Good gracious, that's hard to say. But yeah, that's what it's going to be called. And Sadi is going to be splitting. Of course, they got a little bit too big, compared to Takia, and they're like Middle Eastern part right here. They're pretty big. So I'm surprised these guys haven't like split yet. But yeah, these guys are going to split for some reason. Not Takia somehow. Don't know how. So these guys are going to be called West Sardine. Right, like that. Yeah, that actually I don't know more. There you go. Okay. So Illyria land is actually going to be changing their leader. And they're also going to be large expanding. So that leader is probably amazing. Good for them. So I don't know if they like mountains or not, but they're going to have to like mountains because they're getting all this land now. And they are flatlanders, so that was really hard for them. And Suddy is going to medium expand. Now, what do you do when a country rebels from your country and you're able to expand fully far and wide, but no, you don't like the rebels? Just kind of, this is what you do. You just, yep, bye-bye, bye. And then you also get a little bit of this little piece of land right there. That's what they got. And now Albania is going to be building a castle right here. Nile is going to be changing their leader for some reason. Now it's going to be Helena, and I'm grateful they just choose the leaders for me. I don't want to have to make up names for leaders. That would be hard. But Britannia is going to be large expanding, and they're going to continue to expand into Papua New Guinea, or I guess just Papua, because it's not really a Guinea anymore. It's just the whole island is just Papua. But they continue to expand to it and take a pretty they take 1/3 basically. Well, it's like a really big 1/3. So I don't know how much of a 1/3 that is, and yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody was able to guess that. Like, come on, it's Takia. Of course, why don't they want yummy Middle Eastern land? Oh, why wouldn't they want it? And these guys are actually going to be changing their leader again. I guess maybe it died or something. And there's actually going to be a new religion that they have developed called Nihilism. And Takia, once again, oh, they get a split! Let's go! So finally, after all this time, Takia, one of the biggest nations on the planet, has finally gotten a split. West Takia. And this is how much they get. Quite a lot, in fact. These guys are probably gonna split because they don't know how to be as stable as Takia was. My goodness gracious. They're so stable. Anyway, Illyria Land is going to be changing their leader and medium expanding, of course. So they slowly but surely make it through the mountains, and they finally make it into some better land. But of course, I'm gonna fix up this. This looks terrible. But once that's fixed up, they get a lot of the flat land in this sort of like African region. This looks really bad, but I don't care. Now, Illyria, division, okay. Illyria's going to actually small expand a little bit into Illyria land, but they like it because now Illyria looks like a Dorito chip, and they don't care anymore, so. Also they're getting this land, so they don't really care. Oh yeah, now they look like a Dorito, they look like a Dorito chip. So, I'm done. Okay, Almaria is going to be small splitting, like it did in the last episode, I think they did this in the last episode. And of course, the nation is going to be called West Almaria. Oh, I guess there's still parts of the green country here. I don't think that matters much now, because dark green takes over. Now we're going to be some action in Druton with it splitting. Now the fort takes up a lot of this space, so I'm going to have to make sure I do not get the fort. South, no, just west. West. What's it called? What is the nation called? I forgot. Oh no. Okay, I'll just call it West for now, and I'll change the name later. And I think that's the fort. Okay, it's called Druton, so West Druton. And now we have Titania. So Titania, I think you already heard the story from last time. Everyone from here is basically backing it up. They go through Africa, they go around here, they go all the way around it. Actually, well, stuff over here hasn't been done yet. Oh wait, no, we don't even know what they're gonna do. Okay, they're gonna large expand. Okay, so they first are just going to look normal. They're going to take over this Indonesian island, and then they announce that they want to go to the Americas, and they'll hold the whole story. They go through here, they go around here, they eventually discover a lot of here. They really just discover Finland, and then they go to Spain, and well, they find the Americas again. Because not really again, but I just really like the finding the Americas thing. That I want to do it again here. Because I really liked it, okay? I liked it. It's going to stay. Now, Dorito Chip is going to be large expanding. And yes, I'm giving nicknames for my countries now. I don't care. But the Dorito Chip is no longer going to be looking like the Dorito Chip. And more so, looks like it's going to get a province right here. Or more so, territory. Yep, we're getting territories right here. And Verbaka doesn't really like this. So they're going to be small splitting there. I really wanted that to be expand, but whatever. Also, just like in the last episode, this episode will be ending on 225, but I'll actually end it on 225 this time. I won't. That'll be a problem I'll be able to fix now. So hopefully I fix it if I remember to. And there's a lot of west splitting stuff here. Oh wait, no, this is not that. It's for black. Yeah. Going to be green for some reason. I didn't change that. I need to change that. Come on. Yeah, there we go. That's an ugly color. Sort of purplish if you look really closely, but it's just blue. It's just blue. That's it. I think it's blue. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely purple, but it's a really weird shade of purple. And Britannia is going to be splitting. Wow, who could have guessed that? Now it's not going to be it's not going to be the main part of Britannia. They're always going to keep this and some parts of Indonesia, but this part of New Guinea is going to be separating from Britannia. Finally, we have an east split. It's going to be called East Britannia. Bam, bam. That's not the color. There we go. So they're basically going to be taking a lot of the Guinea island and some of the islands in Indonesia. Plus, this still exists. I don't know what these guys are doing. I guess they still exist. I don't know. So now South Suddy is going to be medium expanding, and they want to go elsewhere. So they are going to be setting out on a voyage this way. So set out on the voyage to go a lot this way, and they discover a lot of rivers this way. And of course, Titania has already traveled around the border of Africa. We won't really see what's inside of Africa, and they basically settle around in these mountains right here. Now, South Suddy is looking something like this, but it's for exploration. So when it's for exploration, don't expect good borders, okay? Don't expect that. They just want a good path between their things. but they just want to discover more of the world, which is good, and that's exactly what they're doing. And we're gonna go to South Saudi again, and they're going to be continuing to exploring. That did not make sense. They're going to continue to explore in Africa. Now, I don't know if they like mountains or not, but let's just say they trudge through and get. Oh wait, no, these are hills. Well, yeah, they get the hills. They trudge through the hills and get a lot of this little area of hills right here. And West Takia is actually going to be adopting a religion. And that religion is going to be nihilism. Now, Cortania is actually going to be small splitting. Wow. Okay. So, southwest. Not west. West Cortania. So, if you look at a map of Cortania, it's sort of like this. So, if you go to the southwest, it's kind of right here. So, this is where it's going to be at. Now, Cortania hasn't experienced something like this in a long time. And what are they going to do about it? Let's just see. Let's see. They're going to split again. Wow. I really wanted them to expand. That was kind of embarrassing of them. But now there is going to be a split in the southeast part of Cortania. And it naturally is going to be a lighter shade of pink. That is all they take because these are kind of small splits. But they're not really small splits. This is basically China now. But China has Taiwan, which, oh boy. Now, Elria is going to be small splitting. Who would have guessed? Their territory in Southern Africa is not working. And they decided to break off into their very own country. It's going to be really light orange. Actually, I forgot what it's called. Wait, no, South Illyria, yeah. So, yeah, South Illyria is going to be forming, and I'm not going to try to get all the Southern African province because that would take way too long, and it just wouldn't be worth it for the turns. It'd be wasted turns, if you will. And now, basically, the Philippines is going to be splitting, and it's going to be splitting into. I think I'm just gonna make a new name. Yeah, I haven't really made too many new names. I was gonna think of one, and it's going to be called Portland because I said so. Sounds cool. It's going to be the southern part of the Philippines, and yeah, that's what it's going to be. So now Virginia is going to small split, and of course it's going to be their sort of Philippines area. For it being more of a lighter color. And I don't get all of this, but now it just kind of looks like a spicy mayo, which I wouldn't eat that color now. Anyway, Tania is going to be getting a new leader, and that leader is called Lazar. Wow, cool. Sounds like a country name I would make up. Anyway, Cortania is, they're not going to be doing anything because a new nation has arisen. And the new nation is going to be in Europe. Ever since, Tania has discovered the Americas, they also discovered a lot of Europe. So now some countries are starting to form in Europe because they're like, this looks like a really good place to start like a country, you know. You got the Iberian Peninsula, or just Iberia. You got the Italian Peninsula, you got these little islands in the Mediterranean, you got Greece, you got Britain and Ireland and Iceland, you got Nordics, literally Denmark, and Cyprus. So where do they choose to go? They go to Britain because it looks cool to them, and I can't blame them. Britain looks cool from a map if you actually go there. But just don't look at anyone's teeth, okay? Anyway, so you know how like a country in Britain or the UK is called England? I'm gonna be really uninspired here and make it Ingston because I can and I do not care. It's going to be a light blue, of course. Of course it's light blue. Of course it is. Now if you don't know why I'm putting different things for countries now, is because different things after a country's name can basically mean the same thing. So stan, and land all mean the same thing. They mean the land of. So Eternia is the land of the Eterns, and Tania is going to be the land of Zeta, which I mean it's Zeta. And of course Ingston is the land of the Ings. Which actually sounds really like an ancient country now that I think about it, but yeah, they get all of Britain. Plus the Faroe Islands somehow. Oh no. This world's always been really good with boats, which is a really good thing to have when you're colonizing this much. You know, this trip. Anyway, Nile is going to be large expanding into Egypt and a little bit into, like, around where modern day Israel, Palestine, and a little bit of Jordan is now. And North Albania is just okay. If you're wondering what North Albania is now, it's this. I could zoom all the way in and fit the country in here. It's these little tiny pixels. That's what this is. And you know what? This is so goofy that I will make it. Okay, I'll make it. So so. So, ow, that's a lot of land right there. Yeah, this guy's gonna move. They need to like get a room. Not get a room. That's no. But yeah, I don't know what these guys are gonna do. Anyway, Cortland is. What do you mean I'm expanding? So these guys are actually going to be trying to invade all of the Philippines, and they succeed in doing that. And with their newfound power of being able to infiltrate other countries, they decided to go for Southwest Croatia. Now, of course, Southwest Croatia does not do this lightly, and they decide to, well, that was an unexpected friendship. So yeah, that was all for show. To freak some guys out, you know, like, Eternia obviously didn't want this, you know, Tachia was kind of scared, South Eternia was kind of scared, you know, like, whenever a country invades another country, it's kind of not good. It's seen as, like, not very good. You know, it could start a world war, but I don't think world wars can happen in Doodle empires. You know, just it's to scare people. And these two have actually been like good like friends, I guess you could say, for a very long time, and they've been waiting for the right moment to unionize, and this was the perfect moment because you know they all planned this. It was all planned, totally. You know what's even cooler? I could have just said, "Oh, that was totally planned," and that would have worked. But no, I'd say that, and now my voice is dead. So you're welcome. Anyway, Cortania is going to be getting a new leader and, Age of Conflict, okay. And what do they do, though? They adopt a religion, which is very surprising, and, it's not really surprising when you find out they don't, because that's stupid. Why would they do that? Anyway, South Africa is going to be splitting. It's going to be West, South, Africa. And no, it's not how you say it. You'd usually say Southwest, but, that's not really how this works. It's South Africa is the name of the country. It's not like regional. I mean, it is regional. It's different, okay? Oh wait. Oh, I do not know my lefts and rights. God damn it. Well, east is west now. Very weird, but apparently that's it in this world. I do not have a sense of left and right. I'm one of the few people that don't, and it's very bad. Not gonna lie. Anyway, well, this is west actually. Wait, no, they don't invade here. They decide to take even more of Almaria, and even go as far as to take just around where the castle is. And this is when Almaria just snaps. They do not want this to happen. Yes. So, they go into their rebellion country, and they kick them out of where they just got. How good for West Almaria. How amazing. How wonderful. And they actually push back very far into West Almaria, pushing them back even into their own territory by like this much. And that's a lot of land. So they're probably getting back to where they were before, pretty much. Basically, they're getting back to where they were before. And West for Baka is actually going to be small splitting, which is very weird. So I guess West South for Baka is more really weird stuff going on here, but I don't care. So, and now Nile is going to actually be small expanding even more into the Middle East. They go sort of into Turkey, they get Cyprus, and they actually go a little bit into Europe. I mean, technically the Middle East has Greece, but it's more so European. Am I right? You also start to get some Greek islands, and I hope they're stable, because they're probably gonna split if this keeps happening. To keep expanding. I mean, Alturnia is going to be small expanding. Where are they going to small expand? I don't know. Maybe they small expand with their neighbor, Almaria or Tachia. They love them. South Turnia. I should just say they love them. No, it's not. Turnia loves their neighbors, besides the southern part. And this is where Eternia starts to invade into South Eternia. And South Eternia does not take this lightly, and they decide to take back their area, of which the red team / Eternia has tried to overtake, and they start to landlock Eternia. Now this is very, very bad for Eternia, but even worse, South Eternia has more money. Now obviously they don't want to take all of Eternia because that would be like destroying the oldest nation in the book, so they leave them alone after they get this much. But now it's landlocked, but they do have rivers, so doesn't really matter that much. So they have rivers and feeds people. So yeah, cool. Now West for Vaca is going to be medium expanding right into their neighbor. Who could have guessed that? But also they're going to be making some borders based on the rivers that exist in Africa, and these borders are actually not too bad. I mean, they are kind of bad, but I mean in terms of they're pretty good. And by were, I mean what if humanity restarted? My series. Not Wixo, which is Itis Pro series. And finally, we actually are very close to the end of the episode, which is 24 turns away. Which is why I'm going to remind you to hit that like button. Alright guys, because if you don't hit the like button, you're not gonna hit the like button. It's really sad. So just do it right now. You're gonna do it? You're gonna scroll down and see the thumbs up button. You're gonna wanna punch that. No, don't punch your screen. Don't punch your screen. No. Don't, go with your mouse and click it. Don't punch it. I know a lot of people say to smack the like button, but my like button doesn't like it. They like it to just click it. So just gently click it, and that's basically all I have to do. And why don't you give that subscribe button a click too? I mean, it's a little bit better for me, but you know, the like button's enough, you know? And let's actually set a like goal for this. If this video gets 10 likes, then we've reached the goal. I don't really know what to do if we get 10 likes on this video, but maybe I'll do something, I don't know. But yeah, Zundi is going to be, I need to draw the card first. They're going to be large expanding into Pundi, I think this is what it's called. Pundi, yeah. Of course, just like in the actual episode 3, there's a country here that borders around Australia, but it is not Pundi. It is instead Zundi. That's cool. Now Nile is going to be having a new leader, and medium expanding even more into Europe. Now they continue to get Greece's islands, you know, so to the like coast of Turkey, and now they're just straight up getting Greece, this is sort of like the last episode. But instead of it being just a whole new nation, it's just the same nation. So this is the whole this is Nile. And now Illyria gets a large expand. And of course, they get their rebel back and make it part of their country once again. And they actually get a lot of the southern African territory, which is very cool for them. And now, South Cortania is going to be founding. No, they're not. Oh my gosh, dude. I just call it Cortaniaism. Why would they do this? This is stupid. Like, I know they want to split, but geez, man. I think it was called Cortaniaism. So it's just the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Okay, so now they're actually going to be large expanding into more of their. Wait, is this their province? Is it not province? This is their territory. Yeah, I don't think it's their territory. They're gonna make this. I'm gonna make them go into Australia because they can. Just sounds cool. I'm actually going to be starting out bordering more of Australia. Of course, they'll make the borders on Australia thicker when they can. But right now, this is what they've got. So now, self-studying, the exploration team in Africa is going to now just go in random directions because that's kind of how you explore. But of course, they have maps. But those maps kind of suck. So they're not really that good, but you know. They decide to go north. And they go north, and they go north, and they go north more. Finally, they arrive at the world famous Albuquerque Holiday. Now they arrive at the mountains. No, but really though, way back when I was just a little bitty boy living in a box under the stairs in the corner of a basement in a house half a block down the street from Jerry's Bake Shop. You know the place. No, but they find some mountains and they decide to just get them. That's what they do. That's what they get. They get hills, more so. That's really what they get. And this is a very large desert. So their goal, Self-Study's goal, is to find all the mountains here. And Study's actually very appreciating of this. Oh yeah, and just like the last episode, everyone knows where every country is. So they know Sultania has a province here. They know Britain is very lonely. They know about this breakup. They know about South City being explored. They know about here. They know about like Japan. They know about everything. Alright, so everyone knows everything about the countries in the world. But they don't really understand too much where. Like, they know where, but they don't have a map. Which, I mean, they do have a map. It's very bad. But, like, all maps back then were really bad. Like, look, they got Africa good. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, wait, you can press the space bar? Oh, I did, wait. I don't know what I'm splitting, but, I don't know. Splitting Tachia? What did I split? What? Why am I pressing the spacebar? Right? Let's put this. Well, I didn't know you could do that. But I guess, that split's not happening. So now we just wasted a turn on that. But yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, okay. I guess you didn't waste a turn on that. Weird. Let's see what, oh, you don't press the space bar, then what do you do? I don't know what I did. I do not know what I did, I swear. But yeah, let's just see what Nile does. So Nile is going to large expand even more into Europe. But also they want to fix up their, the Middle Eastern parts a little bit. But yeah, once you're done with that, you continue to head on, and, you know, since everyone in this world is good with boats, they had to head on over to the Italian peninsula and get everything here, basically. And these guys are hill dwellers, so they won't be able to get past the Alps. But this may be a good spot for them to chill, I guess, once they get there. Now, Druten is actually going to be getting a small split, which is kind of this, so that there's like an east, a middle part, and a west. So east, and bam. Instead of being light green or dark green, it's going to be a middle green, which looks really weird. And I swear it's not this country, it's a different country. I mean, you can kind of tell that's a different country. But I guess that's sort of compulsory? I don't know. Anyways, however, oh no, I swear. Okay, so, they're gone, and they decide to abandon this place, because that sucks. Basically under control of this. So they move on over, and they take these islands. They take all this to take that. They continue to take the island of Guinea until they can no longer do it, and they have to stop expanding with these islands. Like, stop with the islands, man. So now Tachia is going to be medium expanding. Wanna guess where? If you guessed into their rebels, you would be correct. Of course, East Britannia does not like the fact that more South Albania is intruding into their island, so they take the whole island, and they also take they take everything. And they take a lot of islands over in Oceania, which is very cool. Now they expand a lot, and they go a lot south, and they find New Zealand, and that's where it ends. Now, I don't like these two countries having basically the same exact color. So South Britannia is going to be changing its color from that to that. Hello? There you go. So now it looks a lot different. It looks more orange, looks a little bit more like Britannia. But it does not matter, because now we can distinguish them apart from them, I guess. And now Illyria is going to have a small split in their South African territory again. They really can't keep this together, can they? Of course, once again, it is going to get a lot of the southern part, but it's not going to get all. Actually, it's more like half and half. That's my cup of coffee for the day. But, yeah, it's a lot different than last time. Also, just a quick reminder, we have like 10 turns left, so like it's the home stretch of the episode, so that's cool. And hopefully I save it this time. I'll record me saving it. I'll record me saving the episode, because I don't want to have that happen again, because I don't want to do this again, because this is a good scenario, but I don't want to throw it away again. So Seti is going to be medium expanding through and into these mountains right here. Very nice. And Albania is going to actually be small splitting. Wow. They're going to be expanding, of course, into here, and they'll be called South Albania. Now, South Africa is going to be small splitting. Wow. And now we have North South Africa. What? I don't know what I did, but okay. Albania's going to small expand right back into the rebels and basically take it all back, but not all of it. All useful parts at least. And Takia is going to be large expanding into, of course, West Takia because they don't like each other, obviously. And at this point, West Takia does not like what's happening. And so, they are going to adopt their religion. Well, that's okay. They're not going to adopt their religion because they like nihilism. So, West South Africa, that is a confusing name. I know. They're going to medium expanding actually even more into South Africa and basically just become South Africa. It means they can ditch this name and just become... Now we are in the last 3 turns. Finally, my voices. Oh man, my voice is so cooked. Okay. How long have I been recording? For 51 minutes. Wow, that's a lot of time. About time this episode ended. So, Purbaka is going to be medium expanding. Are they going to be medium expanding? Into their rebels, of course. What do you think was going to happen? Huh? Dumbass. Now, Ilria land is going to be unionizing with Ilria. Crazy, am I right? And now for the very last turn of the episode. It is going to be in Ingston. Wow. Okay. And they're going to be taking all of Ireland, some parts of France. And that is going to be it for this episode. If you liked it, make sure to smack that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment. And as Mario would always say, so long, Gay Bowser!